What can we learn about Tom Brady? Now, I don't know if you watch football. I don't watch as much as I do, but they say Tom Brady is the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Now, regardless of what I think about Tom Brady and what you think about Tom Brady, there's something about him that can be applied to how you live your life. And before I get into that, like, share this video, and subscribe if it's your first time being here. Now, when it comes to Tom Brady, man, people love him. Black folks love him. Women love him. Asians love him. Hispanics love him. Latina love him. Everybody loves Tom Brady. Right? But I've noticed something very interesting over the past 15 years, I would say. People are very passionate about what he's accomplished, and he left one team, went to the next team, and still winning. He doesn't give up. He's a fighter. You knock him down, he get back up. That's great. He has a winning spirit because he's not willing to give up. He's relentless, and that's great. So you think highly of him, more than likely, if you're a football fan, right? Now my question to you is this. How come you don't take that same energy and apply it to yourself? How come you don't think highly of yourself? How come you don't have a winning spirit? How come you don't have a high self-image of yourself? Now, maybe you do. If that's the case, cool. Great. Let's keep it going. But if you don't have a high self-image, a winning spirit, why is that? How come the same way you look at Tom Brady, you should channel some of that energy into yourself. How come you can't do that? People are comparing Tom Brady to Muhammad Ali out here. I disagree with that. But look, he's good at doing whatever he's doing. But to compare Muhammad Ali is like, come on, man. Let's come down to reality now. See, Muhammad Ali was good. He was great in the ring and outside the ring. I don't know if Tom Brady's great off the field, off the football field. I don't know. Maybe he is. But I haven't seen anything. So I could be wrong. That's why I say there's no comparison. And there's a different time back then. When Muhammad Ali was coming up, people hated him. People showed up to see him lose in the ring. They're not showing up to see Tom Brady lose at the Super Bowl or lose at any games that they play. They're showing up, or they're tuning in to see him win. They're not tuning in to see him lose. So it's a different mind shift compared to today and back then. But see, even with Muhammad Ali, how come you don't have that same passion about you? How come you don't have that same fight about your life? Why not you? Why don't you have that same drive, determination? Oh, I know you're inspired by Tom Brady, but how come you can't be like that with you? I don't understand this. I don't understand. A lot of people think highly of other people, inspired of other people. Well, where does that energy go? It gets dormant. After a while, it dissipates, and it's like taking a hot shower, and when you cool off, the energy goes somewhere else. How come you can't turn some of that energy inward and find a way to thrive? Find a way to develop a winning spirit. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I think it's time for us to start thinking highly of ourselves instead of trying to be a cheerleader or a fanboy. And I'm not saying you shouldn't watch sports. I'm not saying you shouldn't be inspired by other people, whether it's sports, business, or whatever. But we gotta stop having that groupie mentality. Man, let women do that. As men, we gotta stop being like groupies today. There's a lot of guys online and like these are the biggest groupies I've ever seen. You got guys are running behind other men. I ain't never seen no shit like that. Guys are running behind other men like women today. Hey man, let me get your order. Let me take a selfie with you. What? Like, that's weird to me, man. I ain't never took no selfie with another man. No, I take a picture with another guy. I'll get somebody else to take the picture. But I never took a picture. Let me take a selfie. I never took a selfie with another man. That's something. Something just not right about that. Yeah, I'll get the autograph. I mean, I never even got an autograph. Really? Have I met some celebrities or athletes? Yeah. But I didn't say, hey, let's take a selfie. No, that's weird to me, man. These are just people, they're just regular people that have done uncommon things. That's all. And the only way they've done these uncommon things is through desire, dedication, and discipline. That's all it is. You can do the same, you can apply the same rules to your life if you care enough. And see, that's the problem with most people. They don't care enough. They don't love themselves enough. You gotta love yourself enough until you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of things being the way it is. Until that changes, until that happens, nothing's gonna change for you. No politician is gonna save you. No politician is gonna make your life better. I don't care who the president is. Your parents can't save you. Yeah, people might help you out, but they're not gonna live your life. If you want your life to change, you're gonna have to change. If you're waiting on somebody else to change, you're gonna be waiting for a long time, bro. That's what you can learn from Tom Brady. That's what you can learn from Muhammad Ali. They never gave up. They kept fighting. They didn't run over here from some other country. Because where they came from, It was horrible. It was struggling, man. It was a communist place, communist government. They didn't run from Korea, China, or from the Middle East someplace, and they came over here complaining about how bad it was over there. It can't be that bad because people are still over there in all these countries. But they come over here, bad mouthing the place where they came from, and that's disrespectful, by the way. And they do that because they want brownie points over here. Because they start hanging around people over here, and they start kissing ass, and they think that's cute. I'll give you an example. Somebody from Korea will say, real quick, I'm from South Korea, not North Korea. No, they'll say that real quick. And then they'll badmouth North Korea. That's just, or they do the same thing with China. You know, they do the same thing with countries in the Middle East. So you see, people they got that mentality. If things aren't going the way they want, oh, let's just run. Let's just go somewhere else. That's the loser's mentality, yo. The loser's mentality. That's what that is. And you know where they got that mentality from? Their parents. Their mothers. And if you have low self-esteem, no confidence, blame your mother. Because that's where you spent most of your time in the beginning when you were growing up. From the age of, from a baby all the way to 8, 9 years old, you spend most of your time around your mother. So blame your mother if you have low self-esteem. And see, most of us had bad role models growing up. Our parents didn't really know anything about being a high achiever or anything like that. My parents did, but most parents don't. Parents can only teach what they know. And unfortunately, we don't get to pick our parents. But at some point, we got to level up. We got to do better. If we don't like something, the good news is you can change it. But it's not going to change until you see yourself better. Until you have a high self-image of yourself. And you start with taking baby steps. And then you get then you set bigger goals. And then once you get some wins underneath your belt, that builds your confidence. And that's how you develop the winning spirit. But if you don't do nothing, nothing's ever going to change. And when you do something new for the first time, of course you're going to fall down. But you got to get back up. You got to dust yourself back off. Of course people are going to say negative things. You know why? Because they're not doing it. Just because they can't do it, they think you can't do it. That's why they have something to say. Because most of those people that are talking to you and judging you, they're losers. People told me before I came online that nobody ever would buy a copy of my books. Nobody would ever listen to any of my videos. People told me this. No one would ever listen to your podcast if you started one. No one would ever listen to anything you had to say. And I proved them all wrong. You know why? Because I always win. I always win. I don't take L's, bro. I don't take L's. I know that if I stay in the game long enough, eventually it's going to pop off. It doesn't matter what it is. If I get through the smoke long enough, it's going to pop off. It's going to break through. I'm going to have a major breakthrough. That's been my experience. And it hasn't failed yet. I don't take L's. I was winning before DJ Khaled. Hey, like, subscribe, share this video. Tell me what you think below. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.